What's up, everybody? How we doing today? We got break number 926 BD. That's 926 BD. This is a case of Allen and Ginter. Allen and Ginter case break, 12 boxes. Good luck, everybody. Size of these boxes this year is crazy. All right. We got 6 boxes. 3 more boxes. 1, 2, 3 more boxes. 12 boxes. Here we go. Empty. Alright, we got 24 packs. Here we go. We're going to start. Talk about packs have static cling to them really bad. All right, you guys, here we go. Box number 1. Box number 1. All right, here we go. First mini, Juan Marshall. We got Wicked Curves. Foil, that is refractor of Mark Long, Godfather of TV. Gilbert, that is Chad Gilbert on the foil. State Birds, World Series. Fred McGriff on the border. Walter Johnson. Wicked Curves. Cody Bellinger on the foil. There's Ozzie Smith. World Series, Kirk Gibson. Brent Rooker. World Wicked Curves, Trevor Hoffman. Our first 26 out of 50. Our first relic, that is Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt. Josh Rawich on the foil. Our first black mini, Keenan Thompson. Fernando Tatis on the mini. Emma Roberts. That is Skylar Austin from the Pitch Perfect movies. Wicked Curves. That's Dennis Eckersley. Joe Morgan on the foil. That is Ethan Azan, Reality TV, on the black border. World Series. Contreras on the border, Light of the Night. Wicked Curves. There's Alex the Great, Licensed Therapy Bunny. Zach Wheeler on the foil. Drew Thorpe, mini. Emma Roberts on the foil. There is a chrome mini of Tony Gwynn. Corbin Carroll on the foil. Oh my God. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Wicked Curves. That is Brooks Lee on the foil. Bruce Sutter, foil. Don Larson. World Series. Tommy May on the foil. Wicked Curves. Ozzie Albies. State Bird of Wisconsin. World Series. Astros. Stan Musial. Wicked Curves, Juan Marshall. Jamie Chung. That is Adrian Beltre on the relic. Adrian Beltre on the relic, mini relic. That one is not numbered. Aaron Judge on the foil. World Series walk-off, Braves. Bryan Cranston. Jax on the foil. Andy Pettit. Chisholm on the foil. Pena. Cardinals World Series, Keenan Thompson. Blake Snell, Wicked Curves. Foil. That is Tom May. Black border. Romine for Detroit. Andrew Romine. That is a halibut. Just for the halibut. Jackson Merrill on the foil. And on the World Series. Alright, that was box number 1. Yeah, there hasn't been much yet. It's only the first box. were shorted one pack in this box, guys. Just so you all know, I showed you guys the empty box. We were shorted one pack. You would think this was a Panini product. All right, here we go. Box number 2. State Bird. There is the World Series. Phillies win the pennant. Well, here is, could be an auto. It is an auto going to the non-MLB spot. Mr. Eon. He's a rapper. Mr. Eon the rapper. Exactly. That one is not numbered on that auto. Foil, there's Tommy Edman. Black border of Don Larson. Wicked Curves. That is Kumar Rocker. Ferguson Jenkins. Kirby Puckett. There's Livy Dunn. Mickey Mantle. CC Sabathia. Brian Cranston. Carlos Correa on the foil. There is a fang-tooth fish. Warren Spahn on the foil. That is a red of Bob Gibson. Red Bob Gibson. That is 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 on a red Bob Gibson for St. Louis. Our first true numbered card. It's a nice one. State Bird of Nebraska. Freddie Freeman foil. Thurman Munson on the foil. Luke Keyshaw on the red, black border. Mini. We got a green, and that's Bob Gibson again. 45 out of 99 on the green. Seiya Suzuki on the foil. State Bird of Arizona. Larry Walker. Paul Skeens on the mini. Wicked Curves. Lauren Elena. James Wood on the refractor. Griffin Conine. Nolan Ryan. Alex Bregman foil. What is with my penny sleeves today? There's Nick Kurtz. This is on the special High Series Mini. That is the Light the Night. Wicked Curves. Shanuel on the foil. Abner Powell for the Washington Nationals. There's Bo Jackson. Good evening. Nacho Alvarez. Sorbello. There's our Chrome Mini. Box number 3. Yep. You are correct. We were shorted a pack and it was an auto or a relic, yep. Box number 3. Ronald Acuna. Foil, that is Nix, and that is Fitchner on the refractor. Black border of Long. State Bird, that one's Alaska. Arenado. Casey Mize. There's our first relic. That is Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez. This one's going to Boston. Not numbered. Rooker on the foil. River Ryan. Joe Torre. Sorabello. Chase Meadroth. No, there's not a lot of numbered in this. Never has been. Rust. There's Light the Night. Here's Alcantara. On the Jackson Merrill on the refractor. Birdsong foil. The Hawk, Andre Dawson. There's Chef Reactions. It's a content creator and chef. Laura Prepon from that 70s show. A Boogie with the Hoodie. That is a rapper. Albert Pujols. black border of Butler, Lawrence Butler. That is on the Beaches. Our second relic, this one is Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole for the Yankees. Not numbered. Alexander the Great. And we have an orange Christian Campbell, 17 out of 25 on the mini. Christian Campbell on the mini, 17 out of 25. Nice hit for the Red Sox. I ordered the right sleeves and top loaders. They'll be here tomorrow for Sunday's break. Yes. That is the one reason I do like Allen and Ginter. It's got a lot of variety, different people, not just players, but then it's got a wide array of players too. So, Ozzie Smith. There is Lion's Mane Jellyfish. Corbin Burns, excuse me. I would love to pull a Livy Dunn auto. That would be sick. Mr. Myers from Survivor. Willie Adames. There's Bobby Witt Jr. on the short print mini. Box number 4. wrappers are worse than the frickin' mini cards. I'm not talking about the music wrappers. Alright, box number 4. Wicked Curves. Oh, Heinen on the refractor. Big Sean on the foil. Cade Horton, mini. X-Fractor. That is Gunnar Henderson on the X-Fractor. And these are not numbered, just short prints. Chase Dolander on the foil. State Birds, New Jersey. There's our first. That is Lawrence Butler for the A's. Game used material, Lawrence Butler, not numbered. Mr. Eon. Yu Darvish foil. Rod Carew on the vintage border. Weber. Black border, that is Ty Cobb for Detroit. Paul Skeens. Refractor border, David Ortiz. Jeter on the foil. There's a Playa de Reyes. Kevin Alcantara on the short print mini. White, great white shark. Jim Cott. James Wood foil. Ichiro. Lauderer. Andrew McCutcheon on the foil. Ron Santos for the Cubs. I've lost it. We got some red right there. 10 out of 25 on the orange, actually, for the Boston Red Sox. That is Cy Young for the Boston Red Sox. 10 out of 25 on the orange vintage border. And our next relic, that is Trey Turner for the Phillies. Trey Turner for the Phillies. Not numbered. Gunnar Henderson. Hank Aaron. Gary Sheffield. State Bird of Kentucky. Gary Sheffield Mini. Shohei on the foil. There, Randy Johnson. Andrew Jones. There's Hyesung Kim for the Dodgers on the black border. Box number 5. These boxes suck. Just so everybody knows. No rip cards yet, Roy. But they're so colorful, yeah. Sure. Anything you say, Chad. All I do know is the packs are getting irritating as hell. Box number 5. Richard Kind on the refractor. Lou Gehrig on the foil. DJ Khaled. Mr. Eon on the black border. There is a sailfish. Rip card, our first one of the break. That is Bob Gibson, who has been eating for St. Louis. There you go, St. Louis. This is 105 out of 199. 105 out of 199 on the rip card. Congrats, St. Louis. I know. That is Chapman on the foil. Black border of Barry Larkin. Those non-sports cards are 1 out of 3 of any big also. Did we hit anything big out of the non? We had an auto of Mr. Eon. I think that's it so far. Is that what you were asking? State Bird of Montana. Walter Johnson foil. Buster Posey. There is Cooper Beach. Jackson Jobe. Mickey Mantle. Johnny Bench. There is our refractor mini is Francisco Lindor. Daniel Schneemann. Vintage border. That is Max Scherzer. Yeah. Definitely unique hits for sure. People collect these minis and special different, like all these actors and stuff. They do that's kind of like a collection out of these boxes. I mean, people try and get the whole set. Like some people try and collect all the beaches, some people collect all the birds, all the sharks, stuff like that. And because this set is so affordable, people, you know, they can, you know, afford to buy these boxes, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, these are not expensive boxes. I think they're about 150 to 180 each. 150, 160, somewhere around there. DJ Khaled. Zach Gallen. That is, who is that? That is Angel Martinez for the Guardians on the player used bat. Not numbered. Tovar on the foil. Soto. Larry David. Scott Boras. We have Barnett. There's the lighthouses. People collect all the lighthouses. That is an autograph for the Boston Red Sox. That is Jamie Westbrook on the 20th anniversary sports auto. So that's a third hit in this box. 3 hits in this box because rip card counts as a hit. This is not numbered. So that makes up for the 1 hit that we didn't get earlier. For me, black border of Babe Ruth on the mini. So that makes up for that 1 we were missing. Luis Roberts, Reggie Jackson, Jackson Joe, Yeah, these boxes used to come with 3 hits per box. Now they've brought them down to 2 hits per box. So, and right now through 5 boxes we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 is 10. So we have our 10 hits. Box number 6. All right, box number 6. Howell on the foil, refractor of Francisco Lindor. Sorbello on the black border mini. State bird of Mississippi. Fitzgerald foil. Our first hit, that is Masataka Yoshida. Masataka Yoshida on the relic, not numbered. Another one for the Red Sox. Jackson Merrill on the mini. Bryce Terang. Randy Johnson. Vintage border, there is Yordan Alvarez. Bobby Witt, Light in the Night. John Hall. Bob Gibson again. Marshall Alcantara. Ethan Zahn. Chase Dollander. Got a black border of Willie Adames. That is a tigerfish. And we have for the Angels, this is going to the Angels, that's Chili Davis. Chili Davis, not numbered on the relic. Dylan Cruz. Seth Meyers. There is Nahar Beach. Reggie Jackson for the A's. Roger Clemens. Ben Rice. C.J. Abrams. Mallott. Sugano. State Bird of Massachusetts. Box number 7. All right, box number 7. There's a Barracuda. On the refractor, Grazade, Joey Grazade, foil of Tovar, Goose Gossage. Alex Muncy. Keyshaw. There's our first hit. That is San Diego Padres getting this one of Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield, bat. Going to the Padres. This one is not numbered. And we have a short print mini of Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens on the short print mini. Got a black border mini of Moises Ballesteros. Moises Ballesteros for the Cubs. And Jorge Posada on the refractor mini. Randy Johnson foil, State Bird of New Mexico. Vintage border, that is Chris Sale. Chris Sale for the Braves. DJ Mighty Me foil, Dolander. Aaron Judge. Marcelo Mayer. Green to 99. There's Kevin Alcantara for the Cubs. 35 of 99. 35 of 99. Mussina. There is Simeon. Home run champ, Hank Aaron on the black border mini. Hank Aaron black border mini. Machado. That is Moonlight State Beach. Chuck Reagan. Kirk Gibson. There's Corbin Carroll on the game used material. Corbin Carroll. Again, this one's not numbered. Ty Verdes. Okay. Bo Jackson. Ronald Acuna. Rod Carew. Jose Berrios. Shohei on the mini short print. Alright, that was box number 7. Got 5 boxes to go. 5 boxes. Five boxes right there. Guys, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. All my top loaders just got delivered, and I apologize. I had to make sure I had them, and they weren't being messed with. Alright, here we go. Final 5 boxes. My apologies again. I hate leaving the break, but all right. Here we go. Box number 8. Box number 8, here we go. Malott, Jimmy Rollins. We got a black border, Brian Hayes. That is Bob Gibson. Short print, Gunnar Henderson on a short print mini. Adele Amador. Our first hit of this box is Corbin Carroll for the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll on the mini game used uniform. Gibson again, I know. That's why I said it really quickly to get away from it. Ken Griffey Jr. There is the Emperor Angelfish. Better find you a Gibson collector. Alright, here we go. That is Dario Franchetti. Dalton Rushing. Cam Smith. Black border of Edgar Quieto. State Bird of Maine. Royce Lewis. We got something here. That is a blue auto of Corbin Carroll. 77 out of 99. Both hits out of this box were Corbin Carroll. 77 of 99 on the auto. 77 of 99. Campaneris. Freddie Freeman. Black border of Fichtner, William Fichtner. Ty Verdes. Babe Ruth on the foil. That one's for the Yankees. That is Virginia State Beach, or State Bird, excuse me. Cat Dennings. Fernando Tatis on the refractor. Letter black border, that is Junior Caminero. That is a Goblin Shark. Jorge Posada. Babe Ruth. Box number 9. Alright, I want to try something on this box. Let's just go pack by pack and see if that's any faster. Here we go. Clayton Kershaw, State Bird. Albert Pujols. Molina on the refractor. Chandler Simpson. DJ Mighty Mai. There's Pepitone on the vintage border. Drewski. Gibson. Seager. That one didn't have a mini. There's our Dylan Cease on the relic. Dylan Cease. Jacks. Alter. Satchel Paige. We got a Mandarin Fish. Biggio. Babe Ruth on the refractor. Mick Abel. Cade Horton. Rod Carew on the black border. That's gold. That is 9 out of 50 on the gold. That is lead guitarist Zach Rischel. Scott Boras. Harper. Mackenzie Gore. Tiger Shark. Hoodie. Next relic, that is Rafi Devers going to the Red Sox. Rafael Devers going to the Red Sox. Not numbered. Shane Halter. Clark, TJ Khaled. Tony La Russa. Shohei. There is O'Hanahan, Raleigh Fingers, Johnson. That is Matira Beach. Box number 10. Bo Bichette, Tony Perez, black border. Lighthouses. Drewski. There's Aaron Judge on the mini. Black border. Ichiro. Mike Trout. How about, is that Alex Chaparro? Andres Chaparro. Andres Chaparro auto for the Washington Nationals. Gibson again. State Bird of Washington. Taylor Rooks. Red. There's Michelle Fitzgerald. Kerry Carpenter. Joe Godino. That is that Chanho Park? It sure is. Chanho Park. Wes Bergman. Vintage border of Mel Ott and Livy Dunn. Neither one of these are numbered. Snailfish. McCreevy. Kobe Mayo on the black border. Mini. Our next, that's Gunnar Henderson on a dirty uniform right there. That shit is dirty. Going to Baltimore. Thomas Sagasi. Black border Coleman. That is Brandon Coleman, musician. Hell yeah, the dirtier the better on the patches. Ryan Bliss. Bishop. Juan Soto on the refractor. Lauren Alana on the foil. Mookie Betts on the short print mini. And no mini in that one. 2 boxes left. Never had more packs with static cling like these packs. Holy mackerel. They just keep wanting to come back and grab me. Alright. Box number 11. Butler. If anybody is in the Phoenix area and would like to come by and help me sort this later, you know, you're more than welcome. Rainbow Trout. Al Kaline. That is Caden Dana on the black border mini. If only. It's a long flight for you. Mookie Betts. Here comes our first hit. It's an auto going to Cleveland. That is Stephen Kwan. Stephen Kwan for the Guardians. Taylor Rooks. Black border. That is Larry David. Blake Snell.
Dylan Cruz. We got Keenan Thompson. And there's Hideo Nomo. State Bird, that's Wyoming. I got to remember this for the next break on Sunday. To do it pack by pack, it's a lot faster. Ty Cobb, Northern Red Snapper. Josh Rawich, Christian Campbell, Refractor Mini. Brian Cranston. Yamamoto. That is Mr. Long, the Godfather on the vintage border. Godfather of reality TV, Mark Long. Jimenez. There is a white shark, whale shark, whale shark. For all the shark aficionados out there. Our next relic is Cal Ripken Jr. Player worn memorabilia. Cal Ripken Jr., Baltimore. Shota Imanaga, foil. Pete Crow Armstrong. That is a short print of Juan Soto on the mini. Roy Campanella, black border. That is Jackson Jobe. David Ortiz on the refractor. Denzel Clark. Last pack of box 11. Lauren Alana. right, box number 12. We got one box to go. Then we'll do a recap. Alright, box number 12. Here we go. Drake Baldwin, Rookie of the Year, National League. Soler. Lindor. There's Light of the Night. Light the Night. Drew Thorpe. Purple. That is 11 out of 75. That is Dalton Rushing for the Dodgers. Dalton Rushing. Eric Keane. Our first relic, that is Yordan Alvarez, Houston. Yordan Alvarez, player used bat. Zach Rochelle. Grant McCray. Andre Lauderer, State Bird of South Dakota. Goose Gossage, Riley Green, black border. There's Andy Pettit. This one's going to the Astros. Last 12 packs. Felix Hernandez, Keaton Felix. We got Vlad Guerrero Jr. on the black border mini. Vlad Guerrero Jr. Refractor mini. That is James Wood. Fitchner. Volpe on the vintage border. What are you talking about, Jimmy Jam? There's no guaranteed rip cards in any of these cases. But we did already get one earlier, so no, there's no guarantee. They're just part of the hits. So if you get a rip card, you're not going to get an auto or a relic. Nemo. Seahorse. Yeah, there's no guarantee. All they say is there's 2 hits per box on average. We had a box with 1 hit and we had a box with 3 hits. It'd be nice to get a second rip card, absolutely. Because I think we just did. We just got a second rip card, so Newey Beach. There is Romine. And this rip card goes to the Angels. 160 out of 199. That's Mike Trout.
Mike Trout. Yeah, it's funny, right?
There's no guarantee, but there it is. Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, you got to speak it into existence.
This is always one of the longest breaks I do. And I've already late starting my next one, so it doesn't matter. I'm in no rush because you guys need to see all the hits. We're going to recap right after the last pack. You got all night. Are you in the next break? The basketball break? Bishop on the refractor. Ethan's on.
0 for 5, Jesus.
Last pack. That is a short printed mini of James Wood to finish the break. This product drives me insane.
get everything put off to the side, and we'll do our recap. All right, everybody, recap time. All right. Yeah, that is definitely a long break. All right, our vintage borders. Here we go. We got Volpe. The Godfather Long, Mark Long, yeah, Melot, Livy Dunn, Pepitone, that is Laura Pepitone, or Prepon, I don't know, the girl from the 70s show. Chris Sale, Jordan Alvarez, Max Scherzer, Rod Carew, that's Cara Maria Sorabello, Bo Jackson, Larry Walker, Wilson Contreras, and Fred McGriff. Our refractors, we got Andrew Bishop, David Ortiz, Juan Soto, Babe Ruth, Fernando Tatis. That is Grazadai, Joey Grazadai, Francisco Lindor, that is the Kind, Richard Kind, that's his name. Ohanen, Alexis Ohanen, Fitchner, that is William Fitchner, James Wood, and there is Mr. Mark Long again. We have one X-Fractor, that was Gunnar Henderson on the X-Fractor. Our numbered cards, Kevin Alcantara to 99, Bob Gibson to 99, to 75, Dalton Rushing, to 50, that is guitarist and lead singer Zach Richell. That is Cy Young to 25 orange. Christian Campbell, 17 of 25 orange. And Bob Gibson, 2 of 5 on the red. Jesus. Our patches. Jordan Alvarez, Cal Ripken Jr., Gunnar Henderson, Rafi Devers, Dylan Cease. There is Corbin Carroll again, Dave Winfield, Chili Davis, Masataka Yoshida, Angel Martinez, Trey Turner, Lawrence Butler, Garrett Cole, Manny Ramirez, and this one is Adrian Beltre. Our numbered patch, 26 out of 50 gold, that is Mike Schmidt. Our autos, we have Stephen Kwan, Alex Shapiro, Andre Shapiro, Jamie Westbrook, Mr. Eon the rapper, and Corbin Carroll is our numbered auto, the only one we had, 77 out of 99. We had 2 rib cards, one going to the Angels, that is Mike Trout, and one going to the Cardinals. Sorry, that was 160 out of 199, and Bob Gibson going to the Cardinals, 105 out of 199. There's your breaks, my friend. That was 12 boxes, Vinny. That was a lot. That was a lot of boxes. All the foils that you guys saw me penny sleeving during the break, yeah, I'm going to get about 5 minutes. But all the stuff you saw me penny sleeving, all that foil will be top loaded after the break, you guys. So have yourself a great night. I'm serious. I got another break I got to get started. So have a great night, you guys. Appreciate you all being here. Hope you had a great night, and I'll talk to you later. Peace. If I can get my camera to stay up.